Clubhouse Movies podcast, first episode of ASMR.
We are doing Terminator T2.
Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
It's about two naked robot guys that are after a boy.
No, you missed the main premise. First, you gotta go with... Terminator 2 Judgment Day is directed by James Cameron and stars Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger returns from Terminator 1.
He said, "I'll be back." And he was.
He said, "I'll be back" in every movie, and that's kind of his thing. I even mentioned it in Cruella. He's always back. He's always back, and he's always like...
And
the movie begins in the far distant future of 2029.
Where future John Connor sends himself.
No, he doesn't send it.
Future John Connor sends a reprogrammed T-1000.
No, you got it wrong.
Or something.
Okay, what happens is Arnold Schwarzenegger's a T-800. That's the endoskeleton model. Model 101 is the Arnold Schwarzenegger body. He sends him back in time to protect himself from the T-1000, which is the upgrade of the T-800.
And he is made of a liquid metal.
He's made of a mimetic polyalloy liquid metal.
He's seen this movie more times than we have.
Well, anyways, they go back in time. And now, imagine you don't know what this movie's about. But, like, you didn't see the trailer either because the trailer gave it away. Because if you just watch it, you don't know who's the good Terminator. Yeah. And then...
Don't spit at me. And then somehow, John Connor is also a douchebag.
Yeah, he's a douchebag kid who drives a motorcycle that his, like, foster kids let him ride.
Yeah.
And his foster parents let him ride. His foster dad played the dick in The Walking Dead.
There's a penis in The Walking Dead.
No, he played a dick. Like a bad guy.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, his mother from the first movie's in a mental institution. Right? Because she...
So funny. So, back to the...
His mother's in a mental institution because she's saying the Terminator's coming for her and her son. So they took her son away and put her in a mental institution.
The first time CPS actually works. But
what?
It was actually wrong this time.
Well, what happened is Arnold and the T-800 and the T-1000 found John in the mall, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, you don't know which is the good one, right? If you didn't see anything or know anything about it, you don't know which is the good one.
Yeah, you just see a bad guy whip out a shotgun.
Yeah, and then Arnold's like, "Get down.
Get down, John Connor.
Get down." And then he blows a hole in the T-1000.
Yeah.
Like,
with a shotgun.
Here's the thing, though. Like, back in 1991 when this came out, no one had ever seen anything like that before.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it blew everyone's minds. And then the hole, like, closed. Right?
What? It healed itself.
Yeah, but back then no one knew how things healed. But anyway,
yeah.
So after that, the Terminators, they go on this big chase, chasing John Connor down at the LA River, which is like still.
Yeah.
And then
today they would have hit a lot of bums.
Yeah. There would have been so many hobos. They'd have been with hobos or like Mark Wahlberg in his Mini Coupe. Handsome Rob.
They would have passed Charlie's there.
Do you think Jason Statham can whisper?
No.
No, he can't whisper. He's not talking like this. He's always getting Johnny Wogs.
5 more minutes, Doc.
Yeah.
You told me it was 5 minutes 3 minutes ago.
But Statham, you gotta be quiet. You gotta whisper. I can't whisper. You heard me talk.
Get me Martine crumpets. I told you already.
Right in the first thing my list of things to do today.
Shotguns, get girls and get girls some more.
Back to the movie. So they're in the L.A. River, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger's chasing John Connor in a bigger motorcycle, but John Connor's in a smaller motorcycle, right? And they're riding, and but T-1000's driving a truck, right? And Arnold Schwarzenegger grabs John Connor, puts him on his motorcycle, and then they drive off. And then T-1000's truck explodes, and he comes out, and he's all liquidy.
Oh man, that's crazy.
The sunset movie over.
Oh, this is like the first 5 minutes.
There's so much movie left.
Dude, this is like the longest movie ever made, but it's good.
You don't realize how long it is.
So then John Connor realizes that the Terminator has to obey him, right?
Yeah.
So then like these two guys are like
Stroking his
hey,
mic.
oh man, it's gross. Anyway, yeah. So like Arnold Schwarzenegger's like, okay, well let's go like save your mom because you ordered me to, but don't kill anybody, right? Okay. So he just shoots everyone in the freaking leg.
Wait, till they become crippled like Abel over there.
Yeah, just like Abel.
Just like Abel.
Oh my god, and I have a red eye.
Oh damn it! This is how it ends.
They had computers back then.
They had really crappy ones. Well, that's what happened, right? Because in the first one, they found Arnold Schwarzenegger's chip, so they're building computers out of it.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah, like that dude from like all those movies.
I was gonna say from all the movies. he was the black dude.
Yeah.
At that time.
Yeah,
He was Wesley Snipes.
he was like the other Wesley Snipes. He was the Wesley Snipes who didn't fight people.
Yeah, he was literally.
He was the smart Wesley
He
Snipes.
was Jack into the Matrix.
No, that wasn't him.
Oh dang! It wasn't Morpheus.
It wasn't Lars Fishburne. It was Joe Morton. Two different dudes.
My spectacles.
I know. What? No, wait, anyway, so they go bust Sarah Connor out of the mental institution, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, she's already trying to break out, so she's got, like, this
She busted a dude's kneecap.
She busted a dude's kneecap, and she had a syringe of Drano in this guy's leg, in this guy's neck.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm gonna get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Right? And then
Totally
just as she almost escapes, the Terminator comes, and she's like, oh, crap, it's that guy again. Yeah. And then she's, like, running away, and then they tackle her. And then she's like, oh, my God, he'll kill us all. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger shows up and beats the crap out of everybody. It's cold in here. No, it's actually really hot. It's really strange. But anyway, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger's like, you know what he says? He says,
What does he say?
What did he say?
come with me if you want to live.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Does she want to live?
Well, she doesn't want to die, right?
I thought he
And
said
then,
hasta la pizza.
no, he says that later. But anyway, so then John's like, Mom, we gotta go. He's gonna like, otherwise like it's gonna go down. And then the T-1000 comes, and you know what he does?
What did he do?
He goes through.
Does he get down?
He goes through metal bars.
What? How does he go through
He
it?
just walks through it.
What?
Yeah, it's like he makes a noise like that kind of, but it's like more juicy, like. And then one
Sounds like you're escaping two hammocks.
yeah, then one of the dudes like he's like, oh my god, like he has that look on his face, like whoa, because like a dude just walked through like a jail.
Except
metal
his gun
bars.
got caught. And then he had to realize he
Yeah.
had to turn his gun.
Yeah, because it's not part of him.
Oh man.
That was pretty cool.
It's like when your shoelace get, stuck under your other shoe and it makes you stumble.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow.
No. Yeah.
He's never watched the movie.
You're getting off track. Anyway, so then like they're running into the what do you call it, the elevator, right?
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger shoots the T-1000 in the face, and his face splits open.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's like he's like moving, and it's like, and then he comes back together.
Wait, even that he heals.
Yeah, he heals.
And then he straight up finger bangs the door.
Yeah, well, not the door, but the whole elevator like a bunch of times. Because they're in the elevator, but he's like putting like knives in the elevator.
Oh, that's after he's entered the top of the elevator.
Yeah, and then he like slashes like Sarah's arm, and she's like, ah,
And then
it hurts.
And he osmosis through the elevator into the elevator itself.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, when you see him, you know how they did that. You know how CG was really bad back then.
Yeah.
They just went in and painted all the frames in Photoshop
Oh,
to look good.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, like no one else thought about that for like 10 years.
Like, isn't it crazy? How they kind of did that with the original Tron. They painted every single scene.
It's kind of scary.
That's
This dedication.
makes you appreciate it more.
But anyway, yeah, so they're T-1000 chasing him again, but they get away pretty fast this time because it's just on.
Do they get away to the sunset this time?
So now they get into a car
Oh, no, they don't.
and they're racing away
1,000.
And then
2,000. 1,000.
no.
Anyway, yeah, so they get away from him. I don't know where you were going with that, but who cares?
Get away from T-1000 in the car.
Yeah, so I'm going to do special edition version here. So what happens is they're pulling the bullets out of Terminator because everyone's freaking shooting him, right?
Yeah.
And then this is the special edition. They say like, oh, like how do you learn things? And he's like, I don't learn anything. My chip is on read only. And then they're like, well, how do we fix it? And they cut to the scene where they actually pull the chip out of Arnold's brain.
Wow.
They pull it out, and then right before they switch to read-write mode, Sarah tries to hit it with a hammer because it's like this Terminator.
Oh.
Right?
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, and then John's like, no, we need him. You need to start trusting me because I'm like the guy.
And you're a crazy old heck.
Yeah. And then she's like, move. She's like, no. Okay. So then they put the chip back in, and that's when he starts learning after that scene.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
It does.
Oh, man.
And then they go to like Mexico and they hide out there for a while until Sarah realizes she's got to go kill like the dude who invented all the Terminators. Who's that black dude that you were talking about?
Yeah, from the 80s.
No, 90s dude. And he's still around. He's
still around.
He was Cyborg's dad in the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, I know.
Except he died and turned to Dr. Manhattan, maybe.
Something or other.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Well, anyway, that happened, right? And then, so they're in Mexico. There's all kinds of guns, right?
Yeah,
So
crazy guns.
So Arnold, like, he puts all kinds of guns on him. So he's got like a chain gun.
Yeah,
He's got a grenade launcher.
Yep. He's got a bunch of grenades around his shoulder.
He looks badass, like really cool.
He's the Terminator.
Yeah, it's like he was born to play the Terminator. Anyway, so like Sarah, she drives off to go kill like what's his name, Miles Dyson. So like she doesn't want John to follow because it's dangerous, right? But she goes anyway. They figure out, so they all go, right?
Yeah, they all.
So then Sarah, like, she's got a machine gun too, so she's like,
And she's got a high-powered rifle.
yeah, she tries to really miss him, but she keeps missing because she sucks.
Yeah, she's the worst.
Dude.
She's a stormtrooper.
No, she might be. Come to think of, man, don't you think about it? She kept missing him. Like
She's the worst.
She's the worst.
That's why she was in a mental institution.
That's right. She didn't put any range hours.
Yeah, man, couldn't count for wind or anything.
I guess we never seen her fire a weapon before, really.
It's okay, she learns later on.
No, she doesn't. She does.
She still sucks.
In Terminator 3,
she still sucks.
Anyway, anyway, John and the Terminator. That's a new sound. That's the T-1000. And then John and the Terminator, they come, right?
Yes.
And then they show up and they stop it. And then Arnold's like, no. Miles Days like, who are you people? And Arnold's like, I'll show you. And he rips off his arm. Like, he rips off the skin off his arm.
The wife is losing her damn mind while this is happening.
I was losing my mind. I saw this when I was like 6. Anyway, like he takes off his arm. It's like a Terminator robot underneath. And he's like, now listen to me very carefully. And he tells like the story of like the last movie. But like we don't hear it because we already saw it. So,
Yeah.
But anyway, that's good. Hats
Then
off
he
to
puts
Jay.
a black glove on that he got from O.J. Simpson.
Oh no. OJ got it from him. Oh, did you know that OJ was going to play the Terminator? He was cast first, but then they thought he was too nice.
He found other uses for that
the
glove.
irony.
Irony, yeah. But anyway, yeah, OJ was supposed to be the Terminator.
Terminator.
You know who was supposed to be Terminator after OJ? Lance Hendrickson.
What the heck is that?
He's that dude in all the movies, but he was actually in the first Terminator as one of the cops.
Oh,
But anyway,
I don't know.
if you saw it, you'd be like,
Anyway,
oh,
back to
full circle. Okay, so then they're like, we gotta go to Cyberdyne and blow this place up, right?
Yeah.
So they go to Cyberdyne with a bunch of bombs and all their guns, right? But the guard like called the cops. So like all the cops came because
The guard was a snitch.
well, he had to snitch his job, right? They didn't want to kill him, right?
Yeah.
So he escaped, right? And he calls him. He's like, hey, that dude who killed all the cops in the first movie, is that him? With Sarah.
Yeah.
And so all the cops show up, like all of them show up. And then like
Every single cop in every jurisdiction.
every single cop who ever was a cop.
Yeah.
So like, and then like they're about to blow up the place.
Yeah.
And then Arnold's like, I'll deal with the police. And John's like, how? Wait, you swore. And he looks at me, you know what he says?
What did he say?
Trust me. and then he goes out with
Because he'll
it.
be back.
Because he'll be back. But he says that later. He says that next. But anyway, he goes out and then he knocks the window open. And he's holding a GE minigun, the Gatling gun.
And he's just...
And the cops are like, hey, put the gun down or we'll shoot you. And he just wails on like all their cop cars with his minigun.
Yep.
And just blows everything up.
0 fatalities.
0.0. But before he does that, he uses his grenade launcher next and blows up all the cop cars. It messes up their day.
Really can't really do anything. Oh man, now they can't drive.
So they're about to blow up the place, right?
Yeah.
And then the SWAT team comes to come take him out. Yeah. And the head SWAT guy was Hank from Breaking Bad. A lot of people don't know that.
Oh, okay. No, I don't know that.
It's okay. He had a vagina on his face.
Yeah,
Total recall.
All right.
But anyway.
Carry on.
Yeah. So then the guy blows up the building just as soon as everyone escapes. So they all get away.
Perfect.
And then Arnold and Sarah and then John, they all come to the bottom of the elevator with the SWAT team like waiting for them in the lobby. And then Arnold, he looks at them and he says,
I'll be back.
just stay here. I'll be back.
I'll be back.
And then he goes out.
Comes in with the freaking.
No, he walks out of the elevator and they shoot him, right? And all his skin's like coming off because all the bullets are bouncing off of the Terminator. Yeah. And then like he's walking, and then he pulls out his gun, shoots every single SWAT team dude in the leg, and he's gonna fall over like, oh man,
Nobody died. All Abels. Yeah. They weren't able. They all got me.
What? No, it's a table.
Busted knees.
Yeah, he messed up their necks. He shot this one dude in the back with a what do you call it, a gas grenade gun. Yeah. And he's like, oh god, that hurts. I remember that guy.
Then he shot the other guy, and the other guy flew away.
Oh yeah, he messed all those guys up. They probably wish they were dead. But all this while it's going on, the T-1000 hears on the police radio what's going on. Oh yeah. And he's like, oh man, I better get over there.
And he jacks a motorcycle.
And he jacks the dude's motorcycle, and then he drives it into the building, then drives it out of the window, and drives into a helicopter and steals the dude's helicopter.
Tells the guy to jump out midair.
Wait, what? This is beyond Indiana Jones 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Indiana Jones 4 doesn't hold a candle in this movie.
Yeah. Then the guy jumps out from like 2-3 stories up.
Well, the dude just like T-1000 into his like he turned to liquid metal. He's like, get out. Get out.
So he got out.
He got out. Yeah. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger and all the A-team, we'll call them the A-team right now. Yeah. It's just Arnold, Sarah, and John. They get into a SWAT van. They're driving away, right? Yeah. But the T-1000 is in a freaking helicopter. Yeah. And he's like shooting at him with a machine gun.
He freaking crashes.
Yeah, he crashes into the car. And then both cars blow up and explode, right? But like they're okay. The A-team's okay. Yeah. And then they get into like this crappy truck. And they're like, we need your truck. And then they steal this dude's truck, right? Yeah. And then the T-1000 freaking steals a nitrogen truck.
Yeah, a giant semi.
So
now it has way more speed than a little truck.
Yeah, right. Well, I had that truck, the 1981 like S10. It really
hard body. Yeah,
it really didn't go fast at all. It sucked. So like I believed him. I'm like, oh man, I feel you, dude. I'm still driving that car. Like that was my high school car. But anyway. So they keep ramming into him, but then Arnold Schwarzenegger gets his like grenade launcher and like messes it up, and then they crash into a steel mill, right? So like the A-team,
steel forge.
Yeah. So they're all the A-team, they're fine. They just crash their truck, right? Yeah. But meanwhile, like T-1000 jacks up his liquid nitrogen truck, and nitrogen spills like everywhere, right? And then he gets caught in it, right? Yep. And then as he's getting caught in it, he's freezing. And as he's freezing, like his hands get stuck to the ground, his legs get stuck to the ground, and he's just kind of like messed up.
Took his own weakness with them.
Yeah, there you go. His strength became his weakness. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger looked at him, and you know what he said?
What did he say?
You don't know what he said?
What did he say?
He looked at me and said, "Hasta la vista, baby." And then he shot him, and he exploded in a bunch of pieces. Yeah. So I was like, that was pretty awesome. But then they're in a steel forge, remember?
Yes.
So like he's melting. It's so hot in there. Yeah, and then Arnold's like, oh man, we don't have much time. Maybe he should like scooped him up and threw him in the forge though. But like, you don't really think like, it's easy when you watch the movie.
Because he was learning.
Yeah. Anyway, he didn't know a lot. But anyway, so T-1000 puts himself back together. But like, we're talking about special edition version here. Now he's back together, but he's like broken. So everything he touches is being absorbed into him. So like he's like walking on like steel grates, and his feet are becoming steel grates.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And then he's like touching like things like this. There's this bar with like stripes. His hand gets all striped too. Yeah. So he's like jacked up, and if you see him, he's like flickering even in the theatrical one. So that's how they know he's like jacked up.
He's malfunctioning.
Yeah. And then he fights the Terminator and jacks up his arm. So like Terminator actually lost another arm, which is kind of funny. No one ever talks about that. But anyway, and then
so it's caught in
a turbine thing, I don't know, like a big motor. And then John and Sarah split up because like the T-1000's jacked up. And the Terminator comes back again and just wails
stakes him.
Yeah, he stakes him real good, splits him in half for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
And he comes back together, and then they fight again. But this time, T-1000 kills him, right? He harpoons him in the back, and you see his red eye.
Yeah.
It goes out. And he's dead. T-1000's yeah, I took care of you, asshole.
Yeah.
And then just as soon as we think everything is not good,
It's all lost.
it's all lost.
Oh, this guy.
His eye starts blinking.
Yeah.
He's redirecting his power source. And then the Terminator turns on it. And it's his alternate power activated. He goes, mobilize. And he's back. Like he always says he will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's back. And he came back.
Again. It never failed.
Trust brought him back.
And then John's by himself, right?
Yeah.
And he sees Sarah at the end of wherever the corridor. And then she's oh my God, I'm messed up, I'm hurt. And then behind Sarah is another Sarah. I didn't say this earlier, but he can clone himself.
Yeah.
But anyway, because he's made of liquid metal. But then John looks at her feet. Since he's jacked up, he sees the jacked up feet.
Yeah.
And then she's oh my God. And he ducks out of the way. Yeah. And then Sarah just wails on him with a shot blast. And you see him, he's whoa. He's doing all kinds of crazy funky dance moves while he's getting shot, right?
Yeah. Damn, totally.
And then she runs out of bullets.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and the thing that sucks is if she shot him one more time, he would have fallen into the liquid metal.
Yeah, vat of molten
but
lava.
Then, off a gear, or something. I don't know. It just looked really cool. He planned it out. But the Terminator, kind of rose with his freaking grenade launcher.
He's rising up.
Yeah, and then he just shoots the T-1000 in the gut. And he's lucky he didn't go straight through him. And then he explodes.
Yeah.
And he just turns into a big pretzel and falls into the liquid metal. And he's oh, it hurts. And the voice of T-1000 that scene was James Cameron.
That's mortifying. Sorry for your ears.
Yeah, well, that's what happened in the movie because he's I was
he's going through every person he's changed into.
Yeah, he's all messed up, and then his mouth opens, and there's another mouth inside his mouth.
Yeah, it's really weird.
It's
very Matrix.
Yeah, no, before the Matrix.
I know. The Matrix got it.
Pre-Matrix, yeah.
It's metal licking.
But anyway, then Arnold's he's got jacked up, right?
Yeah.
He says, you know what he says?
What did it say?
Identification.
Oh, freaking robot.
Dude, it was funny. When you saw that, it's what the hell is he talking about?
Except he says,
I need a vacation.
I need a vacation.
He just kept coming back.
I had a fight to leave.
and then he rides off into the molten
Oh,
lava.
no, you can ruin it. Okay. What he does is they threw the stuff they got from Cyberdyne into the molten metal, all the stuff to make more Terminators or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And they threw the old chip and the old arm and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're I guess John was thinking we'll just go get some ice cream or something. Now, it's all over. But Arnold's no, there's one more chip. We need to destroy it also. Which means he's got to freaking kill himself.
Yeah. No.
And then it's sad because that was he comes back, but in a different movie.
Different way.
Yeah, you get it.
Different Terminator.
In a Loki way. But anyway, so this dude was turned into John's dad, right?
Yeah.
It's they were raising each other, Crazy. So John's crying. He's don't go. I'm gonna miss you. I order you not to go. Yeah. But see, it makes sense because they went back and fixed his chip.
Yeah.
To change.
But he learned.
He learned that he could override the what do you call it? The orders. And he goes, I know now why you cry, but there's something I can never do. And he shakes Sarah Connor's hand, and he kind of touches John's face, E.T.
Ouch.
Tears on his face.
At least it wasn't the scary movie Alien Touch.
Yeah. Anyway, so he didn't jump in because he can't self-terminate. But that was an overdub because apparently why don't you just jump in? But no, he had to jump in the cool way, and they had to play so he grabbed onto a chain while Sarah had the button to lower the crane.
Yep.
And as he's going into
the lava,
he looks down and he looks back, and they play the whole theme in a sad version.
Yeah. And he slowly melts.
It's it's sad though. If you saw it, you're crying because it's really soft. Right? You have to keep doing it. He's going down, and it's oh, keep doing it. No, not you, him. Anyway, he's doing it right. Then all of a sudden, his feet go in the lava. It's and it's going down. And then as he's going down lower, his torso, he looks down. And it's just his head, his hand still is sticking up. And then yeah, keep doing it. And then this is just his hand. And you know what he does? He does a thumbs up. And his feet goes down. And then you see the Terminator vision. And you see John crying. And then Sarah's like, I guess there's hope for humanity yet.
The mom looks at me. So like,
No, you can't ruin it. Don't say anything. Anyway, that's it.
That was Terminator T2 Judgment.
See Terminator 2 Judgment Day. It's a Carolco release. I think it's also like Sony TriStar or whatever.
And it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix right now. James Cameron, he directed it. One of the best movie ever made.
Avatar.
I told you you're gonna ruin it. But anyway, that's our first ASMR
Movie review.
ASMR.
Ethmer.
All right. Well, anyway, I'm your host, Mark Rubalcaba, joined by the gruesome, twosome, Abel Pineda, Jose Rodriguez. We will catch you next time with a different ASMR.